You know what I'm saying? Just go to their hotel and move militant.
I believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean?
You know what's to me? There's a who pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit there and you go, oh, I'm not going because this nigga. Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
And when you move around the city, bro, you gotta be careful. And that's just, we dealing with G-Unit.
The biggest extortion scheme the industry has ever seen may have been exposed when Tony Yayo recently came out and called out J. Prince amid one of the most ludicrous feuds in hip-hop. J. Prince, the head of Rap-A-Lot Records, and a prominent person in Houston, tried to use 50 Cent in his infamous Check and Play. But unlike others, 50 completely changed the script he broadcast. We must go back in time to see how this storm started. J. Prince is more than just a name. He is the creator of Rap-A-Lot and Silent Dawn and a human power move. The conflict between Gun and Houston's underworld influence persisted throughout the game. The mindset of no brakes, all gas suddenly blew up. It has evolved into a full-fledged street-level conflict rather than merely a rap feud. For decades, he has been doing it in the streets of Houston. The very fact that 50 Cent is here keeps people in line. If an artist showed up without checking in, they might as well forego their ice. Bowing down is not his style.
Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love. But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive was put back.
Well, yeah. And so a lot of people have been talking about, man, he's here only because they gave him a cheap deal or something like that. The reality is there's more to that deal than that. Way more.
They can't see.
Break that down.
I'm spending $20 million this year anyway in the same building that they're saying was the cheap building.
Right.
So fine.
He has been clear that he does not participate in mafia politics since his early days of conflict with Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, and the other members of Murder Inc. He built his gun like a battle squad, without checking in, without ring kissing, and without paying for protection, of course. Since this mindset was so at odds with Houston's laws, when there were rumors that 50 may relocate to H-Town, people realized that if 50 Cent did show up in H-Town without first consulting J. Prince, it would not be a discreet arrival but rather a full-fledged power move. You know what? It was him. What started as a long-distance Cold War turned into something much more serious while 50 was in New York doing what he does best, which is to talk slickly and tease the public. 50 jokingly wrote on Twitter, "I currently reside in Houston, but I still love New York. I'll elaborate later." Clout wasn't the point here. 50 had a strategy. Houston provided him with everything, while New York taxes were devouring his finances. In Houston, J. Prince held it down like the city's silent boss at the same time. They never crossed each other's limits, but they did send subliminal messages. He needed expensive room, low taxes, and a hip-hop scene that was about to explode. The problem is that he failed to check in, and J. Prince wasn't amused by that. The liquor market in Houston was flourishing, and Branson Cognac desired a base in the South. He recognized the possibility of merely leveraging the culture, advancing the brand, and bringing in a substantial amount of money for entertainment in H-Town.
To change the words for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we.
According to reports, Jay perceived it as 50 trying to sit on the throne without showing any deference. He even sent a few individuals to persuade 50 to pay for local protection, but 50 refused, claiming they roll deep with their own crew and don't pay to play, according to some. As the situation rapidly heated up, there were speculations that J. Prince tried to score 50 by declaring a no-fly zone over Houston, which is equivalent to stating, "You're not welcome here in the game." Smaller names may be more susceptible to that kind of power move. But we're talking about 50 Cent here. But 50 guys, by making it clear that he doesn't play that mob game, he turned the heat up on J. Prince like it was reality TV, clowning the entire check-in drama. He kept Instagram users glued to their screens with his creative captions, subtle jabs, and memes. 50 dared J. Prince to walk on him in front of everyone, while pandemonium was erupting behind the scenes. 50 had been putting a lot of effort into building a $20 million G-Unit movie and television studio in Houston, but this was more than just business. Concerned with employment, internships, and revitalizing the city, the project abruptly shifted to Shreveport, Louisiana. 50 said that it was about improving infrastructure. But if you were paying attention, you know that Jay saw it as an attempt by 50 to take the throne without showing any respect. According to others, Jay Prince even sent a few individuals to persuade 50 to pay for local protection, but 50 refused, saying they roll deep with their own crew and don't pay to play. Things heated up rapidly. Jay Prince allegedly declared a no-fly zone above Houston because he wanted to reach 50, thus saying, "You're not welcome here." Although we're talking about 50 Cent, lesser-known players might benefit from that kind of power move. Like it was reality TV, he turned the heat up on Jay Prince with clever captions, jokes, and nuanced barbs. When he clowned the whole check-in drama, he made it clear that he doesn't play the mob game. 50 challenged Jay Prince to approach him, and he did, great in front. But pandemonium was growing behind the scenes. 50 has been putting in a lot of effort to construct a $20 million G-Unit movie and television studio in Houston. It was about jobs, internships, and a fresh spirit for the city, not just business. All of a sudden, the project was relocated to Shreveport, Louisiana. 50 stated that it was for improved infrastructure. But if you were listening, you can see why.
Stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He wasn't going to start playing chess with snakes, and politics in Houston were getting heated. That's where it all went wrong. Even though Jay Prince tried to push 50 away, Houston not only welcomed him but also celebrated him in 2022, just a year after he landed. Sylvester Turner, the real mayor, gave 50 Cent a key to the city at the Thanksgiving Day parade, and the day was officially declared November 24th as 50 Cent Day. Crazy, he was hailed by Mayor Turner as a humanitarian and entrepreneur for his Unity program, which benefited high school students. On that parade float, 50 was portrayed as if he had grown up in H-Town. But he didn't stop there. By arranging school donations, toy giveaways, turkey drives, and other events that genuinely impacted people, 50 started giving back to the community through his Unity Foundation. Instead of only relocating to the city, he actively participated in it. 50 wasn't just making noise. He was through his Sire Spirits brand. He forged partnerships with the Houston Rockets, Texans, and Astros, turning his commercial venture into a citywide power play. In 2024, he sold 2 massive bottles of his Lamb and Dow champagne to help fund $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity, and in 2023 alone, he contributed $850,000 worth of goods. The total revenue from the event was an astounding $6 million, and Jay Prince was in a Vlad TV interview. The most vocal voice behind G-Unit, Tony Yayo, finally explained why G-Unit never played the check-in game. Yayo claims that G-Unit remained combative, stating bluntly that the check-in process is merely a fancy technique to queue up rappers. He reportedly sat back and watched everything happen, much like a king watching his throne be occupied by someone else. Previously operating Houston in the background, the man was now witnessing 50 Cent's triumph in the spotlight. The unspoken rule for extortion is to check in, pay up, or face robbery. It is said to operate as follows. Jay Prince built his whole career in Houston by defending artists. He built this sham amiable system known as checking in and anointed himself the unofficial monarch of the city. Let's face it, it seems good until you discover it's just a clever way to steal your money. It truly signifies to run that money. Since people are respectful, they will claim it's for your protection, such as that they'll make sure your chain is returned in the event that something goes missing, But don't check in because that's when the real drama starts. Yayo even raised Pop Smoke's situation as a cautionary tale. Instead of being only a tragedy, Pop Smoke's death served as a warning.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks?
Don't turn you down.
Yeah, man, what you on, folks?
What you mean what I'm on?
What you on, nigga? What the deal there? What up?
What up? You wanna buy your shit back or what?
You ain't get you flunked out ass little nigga. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb mother. What you got? $20 out of car?
Nah, nigga, you know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap.
Man. Motherfucker,
Nigga capping, bro. They gonna believe anything
you
in
want me
that
to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy.
Artists who depend too much on street connections or who travel in unsafe conditions are at risk. Street security is always subject to restrictions, and nobody is really there to support you when things get difficult. The assertion made by Yayo that all these gangster and mob links don't they bring danger and the feds. That's all. We are now discussing the extortion of artists, which is Rico's territory today, and mafia-style extortion. This is no longer the 1990s. They didn't want to take a chance. They would rather be poor and owe no one anything than associate with dishonest people who had hidden agendas. The NBA follows. Houston is where young boy pulled up on business. He refuses to check in, and then everything vanishes. His flat is broken into. The car keys are stolen. The money is gone. And the chains are taken. Rather than managing everything behind the scenes like a true one, J Prince posted a whole video to Instagram claiming to be a hero and to have found the stolen items, as though he were promoting himself.
The little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy and family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that shit that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit.
Essentially, young boy clapped back, saying that if Prince really wanted to assist, he should have handled it off camera. Rather, he looked like a 60-year-old tried to get notoriety online cloud chaser.
Hey, I don't speak none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car.
Then, dragging J Prince along, Cameron and Mace jumped in. According to their assertion, genuine pioneers inspire rather than extort, and if you're still playing mafia boss in your 60s, you've already lost. They also mention the infamous dice games, second only to intimidation, Prince's favorite hustle interview 12/46/13. 16 Houston has a reputation for high-stakes games, but not in a good manner. They have been using rigged setups to trap artists for years, and Takeoff is the most terrible example. We all remember his dying at one of those dice games. One of the worst moments in hip-hop history. What started as a flex turned into a shootout, all within a setting based on egos and street games. According to common tales, what had transpired that evening was not a chance tragedy. It's said that when J Prince's Quavo Takeoff didn't go as planned, he got upset.
What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record, man. Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. If you know what I mean. You know, when a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know,
He told his crew to convey a message, according to accounts. J. Prince lost his life because of what was supposed to be a warning or some pressure that turned lethal. As if he were a seasoned escape artist, he downplayed everything as if it were inconsequential and evaded accountability everywhere when the smoke cleared. He basically admitted that he had deleted evidence at one point, is the worst aspect. In addition to Takeoff, Duke the jeweler, who probably felt like he was on cloud 9 after winning $100,000 in a dice game, was robbed, murdered, and attacked before he could get to his car. What was the reason behind the premature removal of another young black man? A corrupt system, some manipulated dice, and a perverted sense of honor that has nothing to do with decency.
Walking by, he actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the Takeoff. He had to pick him up.
Descent is out here building community centers, feeding families, and donating to schools, so it's unfair to even compare that to him. While the other one still uses outdated intimidation techniques to frighten the streets, one is leaving a lasting impact. But this isn't just memes and trolling anymore. The 50s are allegedly playing a whole new game behind he's talking to people off camera to gather proof that the check-in system is a clever extortion operation. And that's the secret. He has mentioned the federal government becoming involved, which may potentially lead to him moving in addition to talking. In the background, Checkmate 50 loads ammunition and is skilled at chess, not checkers, so he doesn't bluff the memes. He uploads. Perhaps 50 isn't playing for both of them have the city and the streets behind them, but only one is winning this battle. Not only did 50 Cent relocate to Houston, but he also took control when J. Prince was allegedly trying to use pressure plays to run musicians out. He might be gathering evidence, keeping track of receipts, and waiting for the ideal moment to make public the one leak, Fed tip, or pose that would swiftly ruin J. Prince's whole reputation. 50 shadow games were on show. The question now is who really runs the city after Bold was given the key by the mayor and started developing real initiatives that genuinely help the people, while the entire check-in industry is stuttering and buckling under the weight of exposure. From a street person working behind the scenes to a man standing front and center, Houston has changed with the help of the city, the fans, and the next generation. Creation comment below if you believe 50 is going too far or if he is the hip-hop hero that is needed to ultimately expose the truth about this whole underground system. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more open conversations and in-depth analyses of the hidden difficulties of hip-hop. Tell the truth to someone who needs to know, and trust us when we say you won't want to miss what happens next.